After 40 cruises on 3 continents, I've learned to use several tools that help me save hundreds of dollars on every cruise, avoid several hours of waiting in airport and port lineups, while getting free perks through every trip. Some of these tools are hiding in plain sight, and others require a bit of effort to find, but all of them pay huge dividends that together can make a big difference in the quality and cost of your hard-earned cruise vacations. In this episode of The Chill Cruiser, I share the top 10 ways to save time and money while cruising. If you're looking to up your cruising game, you're not going to want to miss this. Hey cruisers, Andrew from Ottawa, Canada here. Welcome to The Chill Cruiser, where I review cruise ships from a chill perspective, sharing tips on how to save time, money, and grief on your cruise vacations. That's especially true today because I'm going to share the top 10 tools I use to save time and money after 40 cruises across North America, Europe, and Asia. I've been fortunate to sail on most of the North American cruise lines, including Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Princess, and Norwegian. Since I don't live close to a major cruise port, that means at least one flight was involved to get to and from most of those cruises. Along the way, I've learned that with minimal effort, you can save a lot of time and money from when you start planning your cruise all the way to when you return home while enjoying some nice free perks along the way. Some tactics are as simple as ensuring a few key features are available on the credit cards in your wallet. Others require some effort and have a cost attached that you get back many times over. I'll start with the easiest tips and work my way to the ones that require more effort. Travel insurance is a must for most travelers, and most cruise lines offer their own insurance product that you can easily add to your cruise fare. My first tip is to take a few minutes to do some research before you decide whether to accept this coverage. In most cases, you can get better coverage for the same price or cheaper, especially if you have memberships with places like AAA, CAA, and Costco, which offer discounted rates that I'll cover later. There are several sites that will help you compare rates and coverage, like rates.ca in Canada, InsureMyTrip, or travelinsurance.com in the US. Travel insurance shopping is probably one of the least fun parts of cruise planning, but it can make a big difference on your vacation. My friend learned the hard way that the insurance product that she purchased from Princess Cruises offered minimal coverage for costs associated with missing her cruise last year, so she had to pay over $1,000 out of pocket. And if you get sick while you're traveling or have a medical emergency, the last thing you're going to want to worry about is the cost. My second tip is when you're on a cruise where you like the cruise line and you know you definitely want to cruise with them again, put a deposit down for a future cruise while you're still on the ship. Depending on the promotion and cruise line, you can put as little as $50 down and you get free onboard credit on the cruise, with the amount depending on the cabin category and length of the voyage. That's free money that you can only get when you book on board. I haven't taken advantage of this benefit as much as I should have because I always trip myself on what specific cruise to book and end up doing nothing. But you don't have to book a specific cruise. You can put a general deposit down and usually have several months or more to decide on the itinerary, which can be a year or more in the future, so the full fare likely won't be due for a while. Plus, the reservation goes back to the agency that booked the cruise you're currently on. So if you used a travel agent, they can help you decide on the cruise to book when you get home. Even better, future cruise reservations let you stack other promotions and credits. I just learned recently that you can even apply a future cruise deposit to a free or discounted Princess Casino reservation, and you still get to take advantage of the 3 onboard credit in addition to the perks included in the casino offer. If you're curious about casino offers on Princess, check out my video in the description. You also get to apply other not so well-known credits that I'll cover later. My third tip is to tap into the discounts and perks offered by memberships in clubs like AAA, CAA, and Costco. Both offer travel booking options that sometimes offer extra discounts, perks on the cruise, or credits after the cruise. Costco, for example, offers several cruises every year that offer extra onboard perks like free specialty dinners, spa credits, and onboard credit worth hundreds of dollars. Most cruises booked with Costco earn a Costco gift card that's based on the amount of the cruise fare, and if you're an executive member, 2% of the full fare is added to your annual rebate. Again, that's free money that you're leaving on the table otherwise. The one trade-off with Costco bookings is that they're usually not eligible to participate in the upgrade bid programs offered by most cruise lines. Costco usually offers great rates and free upgrades for car rentals as well. Both CAA or AAA and Costco can also help you save on your travel insurance. CAA applies a discount for members to its own travel insurance product. In Canada and the US, Costco offers discounts on the rates of a specific insurance company, Manulife in Canada and Zurich in the US. And the discount is higher if you're an executive member. For my upcoming Europe cruise, I was able to save hundreds of dollars off the cost of insurance thanks to my executive membership. Shore excursions sold by the cruise line are a great way to help you experience the ports on your cruise with peace of mind, but they're usually very expensive. My fourth tip is to research reputable third-party excursion companies like Shore Excursion Group, which offer the same or similar excursions as the cruise line that are usually operated by the same companies, but with a significant discount and usually smaller groups. Here's some examples from my upcoming British Isles cruise on Princess. In Belfast, Princess offers an excursion to the Giant's Causeway for $210 per person, while Shore Excursions Group offers a similar option that also includes a Belfast city tour for half the price, or more than $100 less per person. In Cork, Princess offers an excursion to visit Blarney Castle for $170 per person, while Shore Excursions Group offers a similar excursion with a scenic rail tour component as well as highlights of Cork for $35 less per person. The one trade-off from using a third-party excursions company is that there's no guarantee the ship will wait in the unlikely event your excursion is delayed in getting you back to the port. Shore Excursion Group does offer a guarantee that they'll get you back to the ship in time, and if they don't, they'll pay all of your expenses to meet the ship at the next port and pay an additional $1,000 per passenger. But they've never had a customer miss a ship once. How you pay for your vacation can also help you save money and get extra perks, so it's worth spending some time being picky about the credit cards in your wallet. For many cruise vacations, you'll likely need to pay for at least some components of the trip in a foreign currency. As a Canadian, I can pay for most cruises in Canadian dollars, but any onboard charges on most North American ships are in US dollars. And then there's obviously the currency of the different ports on the itinerary. On most North American credit cards, when you make a purchase in a foreign currency, the issuing bank adds a 2.5% commission to their exchange rate. Some point-of-sale systems will also offer to make the conversion for you at an even higher rate of 4% or more. While booking flights for my upcoming trip to Europe, the airline offered to convert the cost from euros to Canadian dollars with a markup of 4.5%. For small purchases, that's not a big deal, but if you're spending hundreds or thousands of dollars on shore excursions and other purchases, the cost of the commission can really add up. And in most cases, the value of any points or benefits you're getting on each purchase as part of your credit card product is less than the commission. The good news is that credit card issuers in many countries offer credit card options that don't charge this commission, often with a small or no annual fee. You just have to find them. So my fifth tip is if your travels will involve significant purchases in a foreign currency, make sure you pay for them with a card that doesn't charge the commission. And when point-of-sale systems offer to make the conversion for you, decline the offer because the rate markup is usually higher than the one offered by your credit card issuer or bank. By declining the offer from that European airline to convert the cost to Canadian, I saved more than $6 in that one small transaction alone. They were going to charge $165 Canadian when my card with no foreign exchange fee ended up charging me just under $158. To find credit card options that don't charge a foreign exchange fee or commission, just do a search for no foreign exchange fee credit card in your country. In many cases, you can even get a premium credit card that waives the commission and still offers points and other valuable perks. I use the Scotiabank Passport Visa for any foreign currency purchases because there's no foreign exchange commission and they offer varying levels of points depending on the type of purchase. The card does have an annual fee of $150, but offers perks worth 5 times that, including 6 free airport lounge passes per year, which improves your airport experience with a much more relaxing environment that usually involves free food and drinks. The card also offers extensive travel insurance, including $2 million in emergency medical insurance coverage for people under 65 for trips up to 25 days. That kind of coverage would cost more than $100 for a one-week trip if purchased separately. So tip number 6 is to look into premium travel credit cards because the amount of money they can save you combined with the value of the perks are usually exponentially more than the cost of the annual fee. You can use sites like RateHub in Canada and NerdWallet in the US to help compare cards and find the options that offer the most value for your needs. Just like airline and other travel rewards programs, cruise lines offer some great benefits once you start approaching the higher loyalty tiers. There are a lot of advantages to being strategic about the cruise line you choose for each vacation, in addition to the future cruise deposit program I already mentioned. I wouldn't recommend this if you're new to cruising and still experiencing the different lines for the first time, but once you've identified the line that best fits with your cruising style, my 7th tip is to stick with that line for future cruises if their options fit within your travel plans and budget. In the lower tiers, you get small perks like a free scoop of gelato or discounts on internet plans, but once you get closer to the top of the loyalty program tiers, you gain access to some significant perks. In the elite tier on Celebrity, for example, you get complimentary laundry and dry cleaning, free drinks during happy hour, and access to a private lounge for breakfast every day with complimentary brunch cocktails, just to name a few. Depending on how you cruise, these perks can help you save a lot of money on the ship and in checked baggage fees. It also unlocks similar perks if you travel on the other brands within the Royal Caribbean group, like Royal Caribbean or Silversea. For example, being elite automatically gets you diamond status on Royal Caribbean. So even though you might be cruising on them for the first time, you'll be treated like one of their most loyal guests. To my knowledge, Royal Caribbean Group is the only major cruise group to offer status matching among its brands. This is definitely not the case with Carnival Corporation, which owns Princess, Carnival, Holland America, and Cunard, among many others, or Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, which owns Norwegian Cruise Line, Oceania, and Regent. Attaining high-tier status can also unlock perks on competitor lines. Virgin Voyages and MSC will map your status with other cruise lines or hotel chains to their program. So if you're elite on Princess Cruises, for example, which is their highest tier, and apply for a status match with MSC, you'll enjoy the perks of Diamond status, their highest tier, which includes a free specialty dinner and priority embarkation, among others. All you have to do is complete a quick form. So my 8th tip is if you've achieved high status with one line and are sailing on other lines within Royal Caribbean Group or other competitor lines like Virgin or MSC, apply for a status match before you board to unlock extra perks. As we get to the final 2 tips, the cost and effort required increase, but so do the benefits. Before I dive in, I just wanted to ask that if you find this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing because there's a lot more content like this on the way. I mentioned that 2 out of 3 of the biggest cruise groups won't status match between brands, but there is one benefit available that all 3 groups do apply to all of their brands. Once you've picked your favorite cruise line or group, in addition to the perks of booking future cruises and their loyalty program, you can also tap into free onboard credits by becoming a shareholder. If you buy 100 shares of one of those cruise line groups I mentioned earlier, Royal Caribbean Group, Carnival Corporation, or Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, you're then eligible to receive free onboard credits for every cruise you book with every one of their brands. So if you purchase 100 shares of Carnival Corporation, which would cost around $1,800 US, you'd then be eligible for free onboard credit of up to $250 for every cruise you book on any of their brands. The amount of the credit is per cabin and not per person and depends on the length of the sailing, with 7-day cruises typically receiving $100 in credit and 14 or more day cruises getting $250. The share price for Norwegian is similar to Carnival's, but the price for Royal Caribbean Group is significantly higher. This benefit obviously requires a hefty upfront investment that does carry risk since the share price fluctuates, but in the long term it can pay big dividends if you plan to sail on any of that particular group's brands for the foreseeable future. In most cases, you can combine the shareholder benefit with other promotions and discounts. To apply the benefit to reservation, you usually just need to submit a quick form along with a statement confirming you own the 100 shares. Carnival Corporation uses the Stock Perks app, which makes the process fast and easy for any of its brands. My final tip requires a few hours of your time and does come with a small fee, but it saved me hundreds of hours of waiting in airport lineups, and that's signing up for a known traveler program. In North America, there are a few different programs run by the US Department of Homeland Security. Canadians use Nexus, and Americans can choose from Pre or Global Traveler, but I would recommend maximizing your options by going with Global Traveler. Pre gets you access to expedited screening at US airports. Nexus and Global Entry give you access to expedited security screening at Canadian and US airports. Nexus and Global Entry also give you access to expedited customs clearance at Canadian and US airports. That means you get to bypass the main lineups and use a priority line. Nexus cardholders can also access dedicated lanes at larger Canada-US land border crossings. Having Nexus has meant that I've never waited more than 10 minutes to clear security or customs at any North American airport, including last year when many airports were a mess. That saves you anywhere between 5 minutes to 2 hours or more of waiting in line for every flight. It costs up to $100 for a 5-year pass and requires a few hours of your time to apply. You need to complete a lengthy application and schedule an interview at an airport or designated land border office, but believe me, it's a very small price to pay considering the benefits. Being a known traveler can make the difference between making a flight and missing a flight when airports are busy, and takes a lot of stress out of the airport experience. If you have a credit card that includes airport lounge passes, you can use that extra time to relax and have a free drink and snack before your flight. Some credit cards even cover the cost of the application fee. When my Nexus card came up for renewal after 5 years, all I had to do was pay the $50 renewal fee online, and it was valid for another 5 years. Flying through airport security is one thing, but dealing with flight delays and missing your cruise ship is unfortunately another story. You can check out all of the travel insurance lessons I learned last year after missing my cruise ship here. Thank you for watching, and happy cruising.